It is Money Monday, and here to talk more about your 401k is Michael Carlin. We're getting the 411 on the 401k because it's really important that people have one.
That's right.
What exactly is a 401k for folks who don't know?
401k is the retirement plan that your workplace offers. I want everybody who's listening to make sure that if your company offers a 401k that you're participating in it. But not just participate in it, make sure you're getting the full match or company contribution that they're offering.
Break that down for me.
Right. So 401ks, they come in all different types and varieties and different formulas. And that one thing that is common is that it allows everyone the ability to take money and save it out of their own paycheck into a long-term retirement account and potentially get a tax deduction today if you save it in the traditional sense. Companies will then offer an incentive to get people to participate because they want everyone to participate, all their employees to participate in the plan so that everyone's saving for their retirement. It's a good thing. So they'll offer, in many cases, a matching contribution, which means you got to do at least the minimum. You're not getting paid your full amount unless you're taking advantage of the match.
Okay, very important. Now, what happens if you have a 401k, you leave your job, you go to work for another company, do you take your 401k with you, and how does that work?
The age-old question. And that one thing that we hate is that we hate when there are situations where people say, yeah, you know, I actually have 2 or 3 of them lying around at different companies. I don't know where they are. I don't know if I get any statements, and that's like the disaster scenario. We want people to be taking a proactive approach with their money, and you can't do that when you have money spread out all over the place. So when you've left your employer, you can do a few different things. One, you could certainly leave it. You could leave it there. The bad part about doing that is you certainly can't contribute to your account when it's there, and the employer may change providers. It may make it really hard for you to manage those funds. So leaving it there is an option. We don't like it. We would prefer that you take the money, you roll it out either to your company's current plan, or if you don't have that option, roll it into an IRA or a Roth IRA for yourself. Okay,
so break down what an IRA or a Roth IRA is for folks who are not aware of that.
An IRA is an individual retirement account. So you can open them up virtually anywhere at places like a bank or direct at Schwab or direct at Vanguard. It's really a different account type that you can have virtually anywhere. When you set up an account like that, it has a beneficiary. In Arizona, it's got to be your spouse. If it's not your spouse, you have to have them sign a spousal consent. Good luck with that, saying they're not going to be there. That's a whole different problem. So you'll have this individual retirement account that you can set up virtually anywhere. You can then move the funds from your company's retirement plan into it. Okay, so you move the funds, you put it into an IRA, and then does that continue to make money, or does it just stay as is? We hope it makes money, and the reason it's going to determine if it makes money or not is how it's invested. Okay. So you can, if you really don't know where you're going or how to do it, you need to call a professional and have that professional make recommendations, say, I think given where the market and the economy is, we need to do these things with your money. Or you can go again to Schwab or to Vanguard Direct, open up an account there, and then talk to one of their advisors there and consultants there to say, well, how should I invest these money? Because that's going to determine your growth. Yes, and that's important because if you're not going to have a 401k anymore, you still want that money to continue to grow so that when you do retire, you have much more than you started with. Okay, what are some important things to keep in mind when it comes to an IRA? Well, when it comes to an IRA, when it comes to rolling it out, there are a couple things. The biggest one is I want you to think about whether or not you convert it into or roll it into a regular IRA or a Roth IRA. Right. That Roth IRA means that you're going to pay taxes today, but then never again. Then never again. And there's value to it, especially if you think taxes are going to be high later, and it's really a whole planning strategy. But because you got to figure out, is it worth taking these dollars that you've never paid tax on, paying tax on them today so that in the benefit you get the long-term tax-free advantage versus putting it into a regular IRA? The other thing that I want people to know is that a 401k is protected from creditors. Yep. And an IRA is not necessarily so protection in bankruptcy. So there's a little bit of a wrinkle there too. So really it depends on what your current situation is or what you think your long-term situation is going to be. Every time I'm here, it's always about your individual circumstances and it's about your individual situation because none of this stuff can be perfect for everyone, but they're all important discussion and thought points. That's why you need to talk to an expert, and you can find Michael Carlin at managethefunds.com. Always a pleasure to have you here, and of course you can see him regularly here on Arizona Daily Mix.